So I have a pretty disturbing report to give to you guys. It says it's from the Hill. DHS considering separating families at the border report. So it goes on to say the Department of Homeland Security is considering forcefully separating adults and children who are apprehended illegally crossing the border together, Reuters reported Friday. The report, attributed to three unnamed U.S. government officials, said that part of the reason for separating children from the adults who were crossing with them was to discourage illegal family crossings. So, in essence, what the Department of Homeland Security is trying to say here is, yeah, let's just break up the families and, separate the children from their parents, and that should deter some people from wanting to cross the border. This is so inhumane. I'll read on. Prolonged detention of children is currently barred under federal appeals court ruling, reported Reuters. The measure could further President Trump's campaign promise to end the catch and release program, a measure by which undocumented immigrants are allowed freedom within the United States while awaiting immigration proceedings. So this was a controversial piece of legislation, catch and release, because, yeah, you do catch somebody crossing the border and you let them go. And you think they're going to show up for their court cases, and a lot of times they won't. So there are problems with that. And I think that's a completely reasonable thing to say. But due to the lack of immigration judges, the wait for those proceedings can often take years. So the Department of Homeland Security is willing to separate families for years. For years. Just to deter other people from not crossing. Now, the rates from people coming into the country are never been lower. As a matter of fact, immigration into the U.S. is at net zero, which means more undocumented immigrants are leaving the U.S., and this was before Trump was in office, than are coming in. That's a narrative you never hear in mainstream media. That's why I'm here to help you guys out, because I care about these things. So, border apprehensions dropped sharply from December to January, but were significantly higher than they were a year ago. According to Customs and Border Protection report, apprehensions were mainly due to crossings by family units and unaccompanied children from Central America, Haitian nationals migrating from Brazil, and Cuban nationals. Total family unit apprehensions increased 120% in January compared to the previous year, but the lower proportion of Mexican and Central American migrants was lower. Apprehensions of individuals traveling as families from El Salvador decreased by nearly 30%, from Guatemala by 29%, and from Honduras by nearly 21%. Apprehensions of Mexicans traveling in family units plummeted by 65%. So essentially, what we're doing is punishing people in an unjust way to deter illegal immigration that has never been lower. Now, that being said, I am 100% in favor of protecting our borders, securing intelligence about who's coming in, and we have a very strict vetting process. And immigration is obviously not an easy topic to, with one fell swoop, check off all the boxes and fix. It's just not that easy, and it never will be easy. But we cannot separate children from their parents, man. That is inhumane. That is cruel and unusual punishment, and we do not even give them the certain rights that we have. So you got to understand that they're not given the rights we enjoy when we are in some kind of legal trouble or anything like that. They're essentially just prisoners. Like, just hold them in a cell for a few years and wait for these proceedings to come, while their children are growing up in a foster care system, growing up without their parents. Come on, guys. There's better ways to address immigration than this. This is shameful.